Hey, I'm OJ and I have cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis, or CF, affects mainly my lungs and my digestive system. Most days are good, but most days I find it hard to breathe. I get tired easily and I have really bad headaches. I cough all the time because of the gunk building up in my lungs. I have trouble gaining weight as well as keeping it on. Even though I eat a lot, it's just a part of the disease. I'm making this video to show you what my daily routine looks like. My mum and dad team have agreed to partake with this making of this video. Thanks for watching.
I'm Kath Mott and I'm the Children's Outreach Nurse who works from Rotorua Hospital. My job involves visiting children and their whānau in the community, and those children are usually children that have long-term chronic illnesses. So that can be anything from cystic fibrosis like OJ's got, or cancer, heart conditions, other respiratory problems, feeding issues, seizures. So it's a wide range of medical issues. So I've walked beside OJ and his sister Santana, who sadly lost her battle to CF for many years, and the support for them is to make the transition easier from hospital to home and vice versa. So OJ has over his life spent multiple hospital missions. So the process for that is that the family can contact me when he's unwell, and I can directly liaise with the paediatrician at the hospital and we can organise hospital missions. So AJ will get admitted to hospital, he would have his portacath accessed and require bloods taken and commenced on IV antibiotics. So he usually spends the first week in hospital where he has intense physiotherapy, he has regular antibiotics, he has checks to make sure that he's receiving enough oxygen, especially when he sleeps, and often in the first 2 or 3 days he's actually required oxygen at night when he's sleeping until he becomes well. We do allow him to go out in between treatment, so he actually can go shopping with his vouchers that we provide him, or go and have a cup of coffee with his mum if mum's lucky. And then once he's done a week, he also, as part of that admission, he actually does lung function tests, which tells us how well his lungs are working, and at the moment they suck because they're not very good. But that's okay. That's OJ's accepted that that's just part of what has to happen in the admission process. So he'll spend a week in hospital and then he will be discharged home, where his mum and OJ continue to administer the intravenous antibiotics in the home setting with ongoing follow-up from myself as the Children's Outreach Nurse, or Lugina, who covers this role. And at the end of that 3-week period, we will check his lung functions and to ensure that they have made improvement. He's also had multiple missions in Starship over his lifetime so far, and that's usually arranged because we haven't been able to get on top of his chest problems, and that is the main issue usually with children with CF. And so we refer to Starship for ongoing management, and sometimes that involves going to theatre and having the lungs washed out. And to get rid of the thick secretions that are sitting right down in the bottom that are hard for him to clear. And then he will come back to us. So OJ's day involves lots of medications in the morning, getting up early to ensure he has those before he goes to school, doing physio every day, then getting to school, trying to cope with the days of schoolwork, then coming home and once again starting his treatment again, which is medication and physio. He also has to take meds with food, which is called Creon, to replace enzyme that the pancreas doesn't make very well, which helps him absorb the calories from the food that he eats every day.
OJ's teacher from the Northern Health School. What we do is when we hear that OJ's at home, he can't go to school, we contact the teachers. We contact Debbie, for example, and she tells us what work you're doing, and we find similar work and continue with that. So I can visit OJ 2 or 3 times a week and we go through his work. But apart from that, it's his mother doing all the hard work.
So what we're doing here, this is called a spirometry or a lung function test, and what we're doing is testing how much air you can push out of your lungs, how quickly you can push it out, how much of it comes out in the first second, and a lot of other numbers go into it. But we're looking at the total volume that you can do from one big breath in and out. How much of that you get out in the first second is a really important number, how hard it comes out at the start, how long it comes out, but there's lots of other measurements as well. So we do this on a regular basis just to track how OJ's lungs are doing, and it's an indication of really, I guess, how well you're doing it at the time. Would that be fair, wouldn't it? Yeah. So we see the numbers go up and down as you are a bit better and perhaps not so well, but I think these look a bit better today, don't you? I think these numbers are a bit better than they have been, don't you? So it's all about, we say it's all about effort and technique, so the patient has to be putting in a maximum effort, which we know that he is, and the technique is kind of my job to make sure that you're doing it properly. So as we've been doing this for quite a few years, I know you do.
Well, I'm Anna. I'm one of the paediatric doctors who sees OJ when he comes into hospital. And recently we've been managing OJ because he's had, I'd say, an exacerbation with his chest. His chest has become a bit worse, and so we've needed to give him quite a lot of antibiotics to get on top of that. And so we've had him on the ward intermittently, and we've been bringing him in every couple of weeks and checking his lung function and deciding how long he needs to continue with the more intensive treatments for. And we've also been keeping an eye on his weight and how much exercise and things that he's been doing. And today all his numbers look to be doing better, so we're happy to stop the more intensive treatments that OJ's been on for the last month and he'll go back to doing his normal routine.
So you know what they say about saving the best for last. My name is Trish and I am OJ's mum. OJ's daily routine normally starts off with me waking him super early in the morning so he has time to have his nebulizer, take all his medications, have a shower, something to eat, catch his early morning bus just so he can get to school on time. God forbid if we make that boy late for school. When he gets back, that same routine plays out through the rest of the afternoon. The only difference is we implement some kind of exercise. There could be anything from riding his bike to hopping on his treadmill, playing with his dog Bossy, breathing exercises, walk, even weights. When he's feeling well within himself, he can do 2 or 3 of those exercises easily. And thanks to the Breathe for CF Fund, he not only has a new bike, but he has a brand new treadmill, and he absolutely loves it. OJ also requires a high calorie intake, which means he could be snacking throughout the day. When he's unwell, he can lose a considerable amount of weight, so we try and maintain that while he's well. In the evenings, he has 3 different types of nebulized medication. So in between his routine and evening medications, he's got to try and find time to do homework and some time to himself. Time to himself usually is only about an hour if he's lucky. He can get time to play his game on his PlayStation or watch clips on YouTube, which he likes doing. So for a 15-year-old, he doesn't have much of a social life, but we do try and get him out for some fresh air, some family quality time, and yeah, just to try and be a teen. So OJ's had somewhat of a difficult journey, to say the least. He's had to overcome some mighty huge challenges for his short lifetime. One being where his sister lost her own battle to CF last year, 2017, and we're still trying to get over the loss today. And saying all that, and I'm going to be a wee bit biased, I think he's such an incredible, inspiring young lad, and I'm super proud of him, and I'm so honoured to be a part of his journey. I just quickly want to thank those who took time out of their busy schedules and participated in bringing this video together for OJ. We love you guys, we appreciate you so much, and thank you for all your support. I also want to quickly acknowledge the Cystic Fibrosis Association of New Zealand, who have not only helped my family but the hundreds of CF families throughout New Zealand. Please guys, if you can, please donate. It is a worthy cause. That's our video. I hope that we've managed to answer a lot of those questions that OJ was unable to answer himself personally. That's why he was happy to make this video, not only because it's a school assignment, but it's just a wee insight to what he and his fellow CFers go through on a daily basis. So thank you again everybody. Ka kite anō.